Alrighty, who's Cupid?
We are not starting yet.
Hold your horses, Douglas. Hold your horses, man.
All right, as usual, no one has died during the eclipse. However, this round, Cactus may not speak and must turn off her camera. And you have 5 minutes for the first day.
I'm glad I wasn't axed. That makes me feel less bad. Who's
Alright.
Cupid?
I'm Cupid and killing the fuck out of Douglas.
I'm Cupid.
What did you say?
I agree with Doug. The hunter should claim today.
No, the hunter should not claim.
The hunter shouldn't claim today, no.
Hunter
The
claims
hunter can
back.
claim tomorrow.
No, that's an easy kill for the Mafia if the hunter claims today, because we don't know any other Mafia, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, we should have them claim tomorrow.
Why are we
Can't wait
so
to
high?
say-
Mechanics? Why are we?
Wait,
Am
does
I having
Douglas think the hunter should claim?
This is a waste of
No.
time.
Oh, I'm the hunter. Hard claim.
Thank you.
Fuck that guy.
I believe you.
Like, I don't care what Douglas says. Let's kill Douglas.
Why are you so mad at me?
No one's mad at you. I'm not mad. No, this is happy, Colin. This is a good thing. You don't want mad Colin. Also,
No, you don't want Mad Colin. You
Cactus,
fucking-
what the fuck? Wait, Cactus is probably Mafia going for. Why did Mafia back to back axe her?
It's either someone extremely BM like me,
Cupid, right?
or they're Mafia.
So it could be exactly the people that didn't see last game, or
Challenger is Cupid.
Or
It could be
Cactus.
the people who didn't see last game.
Shiny is his lover.
Shine or Ellie and Rick
Or,
didn't see last
or
game.
it might be someone who played last game because Cactus was.
Oh, were you?
So just to be clear here, Colin is hard claiming Hunter and Challenger claimed Cupid. Is that correct?
Yes.
Challenger, did you pick your partner? Or did you randomize?
I randomized it.
I think Joker's probably down this game.
Who's joking? Oh, that person.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's different. I can dig it.
So, God damn it, Colin.
So Challenger, can you point at Cactus in case Cactus wants to talk?
We already upset. I think
I'm actually the hunter, so I don't know if Colin.
What are you doing, Shiny? What the fuck are you
I'm
doing?
Okay, so
I don't know mechanics very well, but I mean.
Okay, that's it. I'm talking to Duke. You're out.
okay, which one of you is the actual Hunter?
Shiny.
The real Hunter, Colin was trying to take a roll bullet.
Now they know I'm VT. That's really fucking annoying, Shiny.
I don't know.
Oh, you pissed me off, Shiny. I'm kidding. I love you.
I'm still fine with it.
Do not come out, police, but presumably Colin should be checked.
That's
No.
fucking stupid.
It's unlucky for you because Shiny 5 and Mandy know I'm VT. Shiny's just a paranoid little so-and-so.
That's a little inconsistent because you're the ones.
Who out of Colin or Shiny is your teammate?
I think.
Yeah, what if 5, Mandy, and Shiny are all my teammates?
Now
right?
you basically
Colin,
you had the Hunter come out day one, and I think that's a bad play.
No, Hunter coming out day one is fine.
Hunter claiming day one is
I don't
bad.
think it is.
You
I
get
think it is.
second.
If you have
like
Well, okay, wait. I don't care about it. Let's hear Ellie. Let's hear Ellie.
I think Dukes. I think you're all too obsessed with mechanics. Like everyone's gonna argue their opinion regardless of alignment right now.
Last time he did this, he was Mafia, so that's a slight Mafia.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I'm not suspicious of Duke is he just spent half of the last game on Twitch chat saying reads don't matter and only mechanics matter. I think.
Actually, you spent half the post game saying that.
Okay, I don't care about this. Like, wait.
Anyway, do I have roots? No, I only have a lot of not axe roots, but those don't really matter. 5 is leading the town well. The is a town read, and Zwang, you need to talk.
Yeah, and
Can I ask though, 5?
No,
why?
Zwang talk.
Why?
Wait, guys,
I think Dougal is good. I like one of the points that he made, and I don't really have any other reads except maybe negative on 5 for trying to interrupt.
Wait, stop. How can you not have Colin Town?
Well, that's not a read. That's a mechanic.
Why do you think I'm negative?
That is a read. That is read. That is not a mechanic.
No, I don't have Colin Town. I don't believe that that's out of him.
So wait, why do you think I'm scummy?
Because you interrupted Ellie when he was trying to talk and hadn't say anything, but I want to hear you now.
Oh, I was trying to get him to talk. So that's awkward.
I think 5 is very town the way he's approaching the game. He's trying to solve it.
I want to I think I want to kill screenplay today.
I agree. Screenplay should definitely be nominated.
You're much more village resume than that.
I want to mention one thing before I go back to
speak
meeting.
right now if I want to give screen some.
It's quite common for video Mafia players to like call upon people who have been silent and try and get them in. So it's not necessarily scummy for him to do that, Swang. Bye. So aside from screenplay, like screenplay is gonna get nominated. I want to nominate.
What do you think?
I'm on Cactus.
I think Mandy is speaking way too less this game compared to last game. So that might be suspicious because last game he was down and he spoke too much.
What was Mandy last game?
He was police.
The town cop.
Yeah, he was a police. Yeah. And I challenger is Mafia this game. Let's see.
I'm the Cupid.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. You might be thief between Cupid and
She
Mafia.
did this last game as Mafia.
She was Mafia.
Shiny, nominate screenplay with me. Everyone else decides someone else.
I think screenplay is Zugzwang and
Joker.
Time's up. Whoever was muted, please unmute. There we go. Cactus, don't unmute, just show your camera. Everybody who's currently on your screen is up for nomination. Please get your votes to Shakespeare on Discord. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, this is to ensure that votes are simultaneous and that are made in isolation as much as possible. So I'm just waiting for 13 people to get their votes in. I'm just missing one. This has to be one of the fastest votes in history. There we go. Okay, if you're voting at Colin, please put your hands up. Hands up for Colin. How about Douglas? That is just one on Douglas. How about Svangzug? That is one on Svangzug. Two on Svangzug. Svangzug is nominated. How about Manticore? Two on Manti. Manti and Svangzug are nominated so far. How about Screenplay? Many on Screenplay. Screenplay is nominated. Challenger. Hito. 5. That's just one. Ellie. Rick. Shiny. Joker. 2 on Joker. Cactus. 2 on Cactus. That's a lot of defenses we're gonna hear. So Joker, Cactus, Svangzug, Manti, and Screenplay are nominated. I'm not sure Aelin has rounded 5 numbers, so we're just gonna give him a second to do the round and tell you what order to speak in. Any day now?
Yep, so the order is Screenplay, Zwangzuk, Manticora, Cactus, and then Joker.
So Screenplay starts.
So a town raid would be Colin. That's a given. Douglas, I'm going to go off what was it Elliot saying that he was talking about.
Hey, Dad.
1 second, sweetie. He was talking about setup spec in the Twitch stream, so I'm going to go with that as being towny-ish. I voted for, I still calling it Zwang. I guess I'm saying it wrong. That's why I didn't put my hand up quick enough. I thought they were awkward when they were speaking earlier, like misreading or misinterpreting things that have already been said. It's kind of off. And I thought the Joker did the same thing, so I was kind of switched between which one of them I wanted to vote. Other than that, I'm kind of up in the air right now. That's it.
Okay, I know that people try and get people who haven't been talking to talk, and I heard other people doing that to Ellie before 5 jumped in. It felt like 5 was jumping in when Ellie was already talking, so that was why I nominated him. I think Dougal is good. I think the way he's arguing about mechanics is good. I don't have any read on Colin. I don't think that, you know, claiming Hunter and then backing down to Vanilla Town is beyond someone's Mafia range.
Next up is Manti.
All right, let's go, boys. Let me turn on show non-video participants so I can keep my thoughts in order. Let's go one at a time here. Ellie, extremely fucking town. The dude, his comments, I believe it was to Swang, something about asking about the Colin read, and then they replied, oh, it's a mechanical bullshit. The way that they pinged that person out, really towny from them. And I also liked some of their thoughts throughout the day. Colin, obviously pretty towny based on his fake claim. And it's not just that. It's his reaction to Shiny's CC that is towny. Because it's totally within his wheelhouse to just claim some fucking bullshit day one and then just rescind it later. Like, he can do that as either alignment. But the way he reacted to Shiny makes me think he's pretty much just guaranteed to be VT. If not, role swapping bullshit. But let's not talk about that. Beyond that, I didn't like Swang's formal there. It seemed a lot different from their last one where they were VT, I believe, last game. And it's just like the way that they were talking about it, about all the shit, seemed pretty Mafia. I'm probably going to end up voting there. I like Screenplay.
10 seconds.
Screenplay, he had some pretty similar reads to me. The two that I had time to go through, I thought I had way more time than just about 40 seconds. I thought I had like 4 minutes. But Screenplay, probably Town, not going to vote there. Other two people haven't talked yet. Joker, probably Townier than not based on last game because they were way wolfier last game, but they're very Towny here. Cactus, Axe twice, suspicious as fuck. You know, how the fuck is my time not up yet? I'm talking so long.
Time. I'm just showing you the courtesy of the preseason, you know? Please turn off your camera. It was Cactus and then Joker, so Cactus, take it away before we do voting the game one more time.
I am VT. If somebody claims a special role that helps Town, you should vote me off. In terms of, I guess, like, leads, I think that Colin seems very Town. I think everybody's agreed on that. I think Ellie seems Town. Some people said that Zwang was acting kind of like awkward. I don't really see that. I think that they've acted pretty similar to last game. I nominated Joker just because I think the way Joker was acting when she was Mafia is similar to how it is now, just in terms of body language. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And Joker, wrap it up again, I think, for the second time.
Yeah, so I voted in Mandy because I thought he spoke very less compared to last game, which is why, but his defense sounded better. Of the five of us who are nominated, I would vote at, I thought Swansug and Screenplay's defenses did not sound quite good, so I would vote at one of them. Cactus, last round when I was Mafia, you didn't really point at me, so I don't know what read you're going off on. Other than that, if I die, I'm Town, but if you guys think I'm Mafia and vote me off, I would keep my eyes on Rick and obviously Douglas as well, because I think they might be Mafia. Yes, that's my defense.
Okay, Joker, turn off your camera. You can only vote between Joker, Cactus, Manti, Zwangzuk, and Screenplay, so that's 5 nominated people. And just be ready to vote for quite a while, because that's what happens when you have 5 people nominated. So, get your first votes in, turn on your cameras, let's get the show on the road. It's gonna be a long-ass voting session. We're missing 2. Missing 1, I think. I will be very hard pressed. Screenplay, my friend, are you still there? Hopefully we don't execute you without you being here. There we go. Okay, if you are voting at Manticore, please put your hands to the camera. That is 3 on Manti. If you're voting at Cactus, please put your hands to the camera. That is 1 on Cactus. If you are voting at Joker, please put your hands up. That is 3 on Joker. If you're voting at Zwangzuk, please hands up. That is 5 on Zwangzuk. And if you're voting at Screenplay, please put your hands up. So Screenplay and Cactus are no longer nominated. The nominated people are Joker, Zwangzuk, and Manti. Joker, Zwangzuk, Manti, please get your votes in. As soon as I have 13 votes, I will proceed to do the roll call again. We're just here to learn how to vote more than anything else. That's all the votes I am led to believe. If you're voting at Manti, hands up. That's just 3 on Manti. If you're voting at Joker, hands up. Oh, hold up. Manti, one more time, just so everybody can see. Ah, that's 4. Okay, that's the late one. Thank you, Cactus. If you're voting at Joker, hands up. That's 2 on Joker. And if you're voting at Zwangzuk, hands up. Keep your hands up so people can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Joker's
I counted 7.
Okay, if you saw the 7th one, I was looking for the 7th one and couldn't see it. So Zwangzuk dies and reveals to be
not Mafia. Please, everyone go back to sleep.
And Twitch chat, you have a bit of EDM coming up, and right after that, Rich and I will tell you stuff about the game that we kind of guess. So we'll be right with you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the confirmed information we have right now is that Challenger is the Cupid and Shiny is the Hunter.
So what happened with the Hunter claims? I kind of got lost in like all the claims. Who claimed what?
Yeah, so Colin fake claimed Hunter, and then he got counter claimed by Shiny later.
I see. So, and then rescinded, right?
Yes, the Hunter claim for Colin doesn't mean anything for his alignment.
I mean, I'm thinking that Mafia just cashes in the Hunter kill.
People were saying it makes him more likely down. I disagree. But I might be biased because I feel like the way Colin is acting makes me feel like he's a PR.
Sure. If you're Mafia here, I would say that you want to take the Hunter out as soon as possible so that they have the least amount of good kills and like a lot of shit kills. So it's interesting to see if the Doctor, like, imagine the Mafia kills the Hunter here. Do you try to save him?
It's mechanically a good play. But the thing is, there are a few people. Douglas, for example. I think Douglas is either PR or Mafia this game. Because of the way he's acting. And I think if he's not on the Mafia team, if Mafia puts KP there, they likely just kill the cop or something.
Did you like the defenses there? So obviously we had the extremely cute moment from Screenplay. Whose defense did you not like at all? Like apart from Zvangzog, obviously, because she died.
I hated the VT claim from Cactus, because claiming VT is bad, because Cactus is never dying in the night now.
Well, but that's just meta,
apart from
right?
that, I liked Zwang's defense this time around.
Did you like Mantis' defense? Because you've played a lot of him. Like, I can tell you I didn't like that defense at all.
That was Mantis, or at least to me it sounded like Mantis scum formal, I think. I think Mantis is Mafia. I think Colin, Manti, and Rek contains at least 2 Mafia, maybe 3, and that's a very scary thought for town.
If you're Shiny there and you die at night, do you take out Colin for trying to CC you before you claimed, or?
I'd take out Manti because Manti is the only Mafia who got nominated yesterday, in my opinion. I think all the other nominations were all town.
Okay, I think Joker was not lock scum, not locked down. Like, she could be whatever. Like, she's not trying to make a play that early with 5 people left, and we kind of saw it in the way she approached the game. It was quite interesting. I think Cactus just nailed it as like, sure, she's never dying at night, but I don't think she's dying during the day either. Like, I think you hate her defense based on mechanical reasons, like. Police is now more likely
you mean
to die.
The VT claim could be Y-Foam, is what you say?
Yeah, but the VT claim sounded sincere. Like you're trying to get people to believe that you're town. At least that's like the meta in which we play in live game. Like, sure, you're increasing like by some minor percentage the chance that the policeman dies, but you're also decreasing dramatically the chance that you get mislynched.
I think in the preseason, VT claims should just get policy lynched because it's anti-town to claim VT.
Okay.
Until town people realize that it's bad and they stop doing it. Because it's just anti-town.
Who do you think dies during the day today, assuming they don't die at night? Like, are we on Manti?
During the next day?
Yeah, would you execute Manti?
I would execute Manti, but I don't think Town can get him killed because I think the players I named, Rick, Manti, and Colin. I think there's at least 2 Mafia in there, and if there's 2 Mafia in there, they're just gonna control the day, and
I see.
Town is not gonna get any of them killed.
Okay, I mean, we'll see what happens. We're gonna have a short EDM intermission and then go out the day.
All right. I am delighted to announce that last night nobody died. However, Rick may not speak today and must turn off his camera, and you have 4 minutes for the day.
Who was saved who? Say it again.
Dave on Colin.
Manti use.
No, you didn't.
Fuck,
What?
wait.
You got it?
Steve on shot. Never mind, I rescind.
You moron.
Fuck off.
I'm probably
Who's
gonna
the
kill
who's
you.
the medic?
I rescind.
Any medic claim. Okay, it's probably Rick then. I'm just
Or
No,
wait.
Didn't Joker say she saved somebody?
Yeah, I heard Joker say something.
Yeah, I saved Shiny.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. I think that's okay. I think that's
perfect.
okay.
Well, at least my Joker reads.
What are the
good.
votes on Joker?
Wait,
Uh,
stop. I don't understand why people even voted Manti. Why was he scummy?
Manti is very scummy.
Oh, he's
it's
quite
just-
scummy, but we're not
Okay.
going to kill him yet.
I think
so the
the
people
way
who
he
point-
went-
Please explain.
I don't know. I think
Fine,
haha, ricey mug.
Just the
play.
way he's like presenting his reads with like overconfidence and his read on you, he shouldn't have that read on you. I don't think he should have Colin as that solid town. Like
Oh, he
Colin,
should have that.
the
I
Colin
should
Colin
have
made a
that.
play, but it's not like I think people should like ride or die with him for like they are for some reason. I think people voting on Zwang are just like insane. She was extremely towny. I do wish I could have defended her. I think a majority Mafia probably in there. I think the fact that you have Zwing and Shiny, you have me, and then I don't know about Douglas, but that's at least 3 town on Manti. If Douglas is town, that's 4 town on Manti.
Wait,
I don't see
also,
the negative
like Cactus and Screenplay, like they were both standing and both of them pointed at me. They were the only 2 people pointing at me, and later I think Rick also pointed and he changed his vote later. I don't know.
Who changed his
Rick
Cactus
changed
and
his
Rich
vote.
changed their vote.
Can we?
No, Cactus didn't change her vote. Cactus and
Cactus
Screenplay
did.
pointed
Cactus
at
voted for
Still on
Manti.
Joker.
Can I ask who all did vote on Zwang? Because I also thought that was.
Colin,
voted
Manti,
Zwang.
Ellie, Joker,
I didn't know
Hito,
that.
and then Rick and Challenger jumped on.
So the entire town.
I nommed Manti for the same reason Joker did.
So it was Colin,
Wait, but
Joker,
why would Mafia target Shiny?
and
They could have gone after Challenger or Colin because they are confirmed town. Why Shiny?
Shiny came out as the
Shiny's the hunter.
hunter.
What are you doing?
Shiny is confirmed. Shiny.
Oh,
I'm the hunter.
Hunter.
What,
Shouldn't
like,
Colin had claim Hunter?
yeah, oh my god, do you not
Yeah.
And rescinded. Are you?
Okay.
I think
My bad,
right
my bad.
now.
All right, guys. What was
I
the
would-
vote on Joker?
I don't know. I don't really.
The vote on Joker was
Wait,
Rich.
Hito, I'm sorry, Hito, you said you nommed Manti for the same reason as who?
That's Joker. And then I went
Wait, stop. What was the reason?
The reason was that Manti wasn't talking much and he was talking a lot more last game. And then I liked his formal, so I went on to Zwang. But I'm looking at the wagon compositions now. I think it really is Manti.
It's
I think
not
I
Manti.
was off.
I do not. I dislike anyone that said Ellie is extremely town. I'll say that much. I do not think what he's done this game.
Who said Ellie's extremely?
I did.
A lot of people.
Anyway, I'm going to talk because there's only 1 minute left. I think
actually, I'm
voted
gonna
for Joker are probably mostly Mafia. I don't know.
No, he just claiming what it is.
Hito, what's your claim?
Pop, green on five, red on Manti. I was trying to steer it, but it looks like we're not.
Wait, Doug, you have
Green on what?
Green on me, red on
My
Manti.
counterclaim.
Doug, what?
I got a knight
What?
0.
Ellie, I can't hear anything. What?
I got a knight 0 green check on Joker and a knight 1 green check on Challenger.
Manti's fake. Those aren't his checks.
Very fake. He claimed a green on me or red on Manti.
He ordered your checks.
Hito claimed a green on 5, red on Manti.
No. I'm the real cop here.
I came out
It
of
was
stupid-
obviously not the cop.
I came out as stupid on day 0, Manti. You had no reason to check me on night 1. You're lying.
No,
Eli's
did you
also
claim-
Mafia. He
I
tried to
didn't
stop
claim
you
him.
from getting
I'm
information.
obviously the real fucking cop here. Anyone who votes on me is either just real bad.
Manti.
I should get the emoji air horns instead, so it's a slightly different. Please turn our cameras back on. Like, I don't know. Yeah, one more. Okay, there we go. Everybody who's on your screen right now is up for nomination. Please get your votes to me, and we can proceed to kill some people. Well, at least one. Missing a few votes. Think I'm missing like 1. There we go. Okay, if you're voting at Hito, please put your hand to the screen. Challenger. 5. Manti. That's a lot. If you're on Shiny, hands up. Screenplay. Ellie. Joker. Cactus. Whoever is not muted, by the way, please mute. That's one on Cactus. If you're on Colin, Rick. That's 2 on Rick and Douglas. There is 1 on Douglas. So Manti and Rick are nominated, and Aelin will give you the speaking order. So please turn off your cameras if you're not nominated.
All right, the order is Rick and then Manti.
I'll speak first. So my reads kind of overlap with the claims that came out, so I don't really have a lot to add to you. I had 5 as like Lockdown. It could be the alien, but he's definitely coming at this game from a point of view where he doesn't know who's Mafia. So we have Shiny, Joker, Cactus 5. Those are all like my Lockdown. Cactus just a read. She played the exact same way she played last game, as the axed down day 1. And I just truly believe she's being genuine. Manti's obviously Mafia. My only one read outside of like the confirms is Ellie. I really like the way that he questioned Hito today. I got a town vibe from that. Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna kill Manti.
Oh, do I just start?
Yep.
Oh, wait.
No.
Okay.
You can start. Obviously,
Okay, I
Rick
can
was
just
done.
start. All right. So I want everyone to take a look at this amazing mug that I was gifted for my birthday earlier this year. Look at it. Isn't this just the greatest thing you've ever seen? Like whenever I want to show someone their ricey face, that's what this is. I can just hold up the mug and be like, "Hey, motherfucker, it's a fucking ricey." If that's not the sweetest thing you've ever seen today, then I don't know what you've been looking at. Probably something almost as sweet and delicious as this butter tart, which I'm currently eating. The quiche that I just finished, it was very good. It was ham and cheese. I would definitely recommend if anyone's out there and they're like baking for themselves. Quiches, super easy, real good. Anyway, I'm surprised the moderator hasn't cut me off.
10
now.
seconds. I'm enjoying this. Keep
10
going.
seconds? All right. Well, I can talk about food all day. Earlier, I was doing shopping so I can make my quiche. I went and I bought myself some Starbucks.
Okay, that's time. That's time. Enough product placement, please. No product placement. Unless Starbucks actually sponsors this stream, which would be kind of awesome. It's between Rick and Manti. Please get your votes in. Also, if somebody wants to clip this and just like, so we can use it as the definition of low catting at this point, that would be nice. I'm missing 1. Turn on your camera after you voted. I think we're missing There we go. And if you just voted, please get your vote camera back on. Who are we missing? Who's not? Who is?
Cactus.
Cactus, please turn your camera back on. There we go. Okay, if you're voting at Rick, please put your hands up. That is 1 on Rick. And if you're everybody else, please put your hands up for Manti. Manti dies and reveals to be
very, very Mafia. However, don't go back to sleep. Manti, who would you like to kill?
Shooting Shiny.
Shiny dies. Shiny was not Mafia. Shiny, who would you like to kill?
Let's go with Douglas.
Douglas dies. Douglas was Mafia. You may all go back to sleep.
Wait, you mean to tell me there wasn't a second bomb in the game? So we can keep this, like, madness going? No? Alien?
Well, if you had killed the lovers, that would have been more deaths, but unfortunately not.
Okay, Twitch chat, we'll see you after this short but sweet EDM intermission.
Hi. Yeah, I think I've done enough this game. I called him out. Yeah, I'm good to go. I don't really know where to go from here because all my Mafia reads just got killed.
Yep, I mean, that's quite unfortunate. I mean, Colin is still alive. Yeah. Like, we can...
Rick is the next Mafia.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, Colin voted at
it. If time kills Rick, they're in a good spot.
So what do you make of that one Colin vote on Rick? Like, what do you think that was all about?
Yeah, just low catting.
Just low catting? You think like they have already all the Mafia?
Not alignment indicative.
Sure. Well, I put the deaths in. Let's just go.
Unless if he brings it up later. If he brings it up later to defend himself, he's Mafia with Rick.
Do you think Doug was the prostitute? Because that's like the important thing here. Like if Manti actually, if Shiny managed to get the prostitute, then that's slightly different than if he managed to get the axe. So, what did you... Like...
I really can't tell.
So what do we have? We have Hiro is the policeman.
Yes. We have 5 as green.
5 is green. Who else? Okay, Hiro policeman, 5 is green. Challenger is Cupid. Maybe there's a doctor hiding in there somewhere, ready to save.
Joker claimed doctor.
Oh, Joker saved who? Shiny, right?
Saved Shiny.
Mm-hmm. So, we're getting in there.
The fact that there was KP on Shiny also just outs Doug as Mafia because he would push for that play.
Okay, so what's your prediction for the next day? Who would you kill out of the living players?
I'd go with Rick.
I think Rick and Colin are still like the top 2 scum for me. Like Colin would usually speak a bit more if he has something to do. My money's on Colin prostitute here, and he's not exactly sure what's going on, and he's like, of course I would vote Manti there and just like have something to be said about him more than anything else.
Colin made this really weird comment today before the red check got outed where he said, yeah, Manti is Mafia, but we'll kill him later or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if he knows that Manti is the bomb, that makes no sense, I think. So I think Colin is either the prostitute or Town in this position.
Okay, we're gonna have a short intermission. I'm just gonna plug the fact that we have a GoFundMe that just went live. So if you scroll down all the way to the bottom of the Twitch description, you're gonna see a link that sends you to GoFundMe. Of course, we have already put up a $2,000 prize pool, but if you want to pitch in and give the players a bit more money, you can do so now. once the league starts, we will also use the GoFundMe and how much each player raises in their name, or how much people donate in the name of each player, as a way to signify who the crowd favorite is. So if you want to see somebody win a cash prize, if you want to see your favorite player like be recognized, then everybody else will also benefit from that. So short intermission, then we're back with the game, and let's see what the Mafia did. Okay. All right, I'm sorry to announce that Hito has died. Hito was not Mafia, and this round, Ellie may not speak. So if you could please turn off your camera, and you have 4 minutes for the day.
Mafia, what are you doing with the axe? I'm pretty sure Doug was the prostitute because you voted on Manti. I'm just a firm believer that bussing is terrible in this, so that's the only thing that makes sense to me. So
why did Screenplay get off the hook on the first day when he got nominated? I still doubt.
Because Manti was very Mafia, and that is why.
Yeah. So I'll just tell you where I didn't get to speak yesterday, so I'll tell her I'm pretty clear in where I stand. We're killing like Colin and Screenplay.
You can't kill me. Fuck you.
Stupid. 5's green checked, so either alien or whatever.
Oh wait, Challenger, did you do check?
How can you possibly want to kill me?
It's PoE, dude. There's 2 people left to kill. Like I really firmly believe Cactus's VT claim.
I'm
way above Cactus in town.
Challenger, did you use your check?
I didn't use my check, but I think Screenplay and Ellie are, because I have no suspicions on anybody, so I can even decide if they don't.
I think Challenger is one of the lovers.
I kind of
possibly.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that Eli is scum. Sorry, Ellie is scum.
So the lovers do the lovers are the lovers Mafia if they're not claiming now?
I think Ellie
that's
and
not how it works.
Screenplay are Mafia.
So Ellie, first of all, spoke over when Hero was trying to give his checks out, and there was very little time left in the day. Also, he nominated Doog, which I think was knowing that Doog's going to die at some point because he's getting scumred by a few people, but not like priority scumred. I think that was a weak attempt at getting some town bread.
Can I ask you a question, Colin? From what you've seen of Ellie's play, do you think he's the type of player that tries to speak over the cop's check in the last seconds of a game to try to gain an advantage as Mafia? I don't think he's the type of player that does that.
So,
I think you're scum too, though.
Think so. Here's what I'll say.
You do think Ellie would do that?
No.
Yeah.
So
why do we not suspect?
I want to speak. So unless exactly Colin and Screenplay are the remaining 2 Mafia, it's confirmed that Axe has axed the Mafia. So that is information to think about.
I believe that. From my point of view, that's 100% true.
Which bit?
From everyone's point of view, that should be 100% true.
Unless I'm Mafia.
I can be Mafia.
I am going to say, I do think Colin...
Yeah, Cactus, what were you saying?
What do you think I am?
I'm just saying, I think Colin is town. Based on like somebody who said like the first time when Colin was just like, you gave my role away when Shiny claimed and Shiny.
That was Manti, by the way.
I think Manti was probably Mafia.
Cactus, I'll fill you in. It's very common in the meta to do like role swaps like that and try to take a bullet. So that's probably the 17th time Colin has done something like that in his life. So
I'll quickly tell you, Rick, right? Just in case you're town, I'll quickly go over this. The reason why it's terrible to claim Hunter as Mafia day 1 is you've got to justify being alive day 2. Like, and then getting CC'd by Shiny, and then
you're not my number 1 kill. Screenplay.
Okay, wait, Screenplay. What do you think right now?
I'm thinking Ellie. Maybe that ends the game. Even I don't know. I thought Colin too, but then I just got reminded of the Colin fake claim earlier. And
that could only end the game if Thief saw 2 Mafia, right?
Yeah.
Just lose
and then we've already killed the alien.
I'd be fine voting Ellie.
Joker 5, Challenger.
We should nominate screenplay, Ellie and Colin, in my opinion. And from everyone's opinion, you should nominate me because I'm in there.
Yeah, Ellie, Screen, and Rick are my 3.
Ellie and Screen are my top 2 as well, so I think we should nominate them. But do you want to discuss how to do that?
I'm nominating screenplay. I'm telling you that right now.
Manti was on the
I'm
team
doing
with
Ellie.
Axe, so I think it's kind of likely that he did that to Cactus and Did Manti try and clear Cactus for being axed twice in a row? Or did he push on her?
No, he said it was really scummy, which means Cactus might just be scum. But no, wait, can Mafia get pre-communication?
No.
Okay, because that's a Manti thing to do. That's what I would have done. If I was Mafia, I would have, and Cactus was my partner, I would have
Time's up. Ellie, please turn on your camera again. Whoever turned off their camera should also go back. Okay, just as a reminder, while you're getting your votes in between these 8 beautiful people, you should be aiming to not speak over each other that much. Like, there were clearly people who didn't get to say what they wanted to say, so... Remember that in Colin, mute. You shouldn't be speaking. So just as a reminder, like, we will start more strictly enforcing some protocols. I'm missing 2 votes. Missing 1. Okay, that's the 8 votes. If you are voting at Colin, please put your hand up. That is 1 on Colin. If you're on Challenger, hands up. 1 on Challenger. Screenplay. 2 on Screenplay. Screenplay is nominated. Cactus. Joker. Rick. That's 2 on Rick. Rick gets nominated. Ellie. 2 on Ellie. And 5. Okay, so that was all the votes. It's Screenplay, Rick, and Ellie. Everybody else turn off your cameras. Ellie's tongue magically regrows, so he can speak again, and Aelin will tell you what the order is.
The order is Ellie first, Screenplay second, Rick last.
Okay. No, I'll reply to Colin first. The Duke thing, that whole day I spent trying to get Duke to talk, like, multiple times. I was like, Duke talk, Duke talk, Duke talk. So I think it made a lot of sense for me to vote him because I wanted to hear him talk, and there was just an obvious come. 2, okay, now reads. 2, I think Colin is just like confirm count because of, now we 99% because of what just happened, where he's like, does Mafia have free discussion? Like, I don't know. That did not seem fake at all to me. Number 2, what's his? I really thought Cactus's VT cam was just legit. But Challenger, yeah, I want to talk about Challenger. So last time I played this, I was Steve who drew Cupid and Mafia, and I fake came Cupid, and I straight up forgot about the check. And when they asked me, I like stood there and panicked and just said, and it said someone random who died. So I think it's really sketchy that Challenger's like, I have no check. I don't know if this means he's a lover or he was beefed into like the other one and knows there's no Cupid. I think that's super sketchy because I did that once. I think I saw somebody else do it once. So yeah, I'm sketched out by Challenger, and I think Screenplay just by process of elimination. I actually like what Rick says a lot. Well, yeah. Anything else? Yeah, that's it. Peace.
Ailey, turn off your camera, and then I forget whose turn it is. Ailin, remind us.
It's me. It's me.
Hmm.
Just POE. I think we got the right people up here. Ellie did make a point maybe about Challenger, about not having a pick. What is it called? Peak. I thought Ellie and Manti were kind of bouncing off each other a little bit. Like maybe Manti was defending Ellie, Ellie was defending Manti. Manti gave a list of reads, and when he was first nominated up last turn with me, I thought it was kind of sketchy, like how he's giving everybody town reads. I'm always suspicious of people who just randomly, in my opinion, like are putting out town reads. Like I don't understand how in the hell you can call people town all the time. So that's always suspicious to me. I'm always thinking people are scum first and then slowly work their way to town. No, that's all I got. Your POE is pretty good. That's the same POE I'd be using too, so it's good.
Okay, and Rick? Screenplay, please turn off your camera.
Ooh, that's a hard choice for me between those two. I'm leaning towards screenplay, but I saw ounces of town in what he just said, at least compared to his Mafia plays. So I'm not really kind of comfortable about it. But Ellie is the most town at all, the unconfirms for me, especially after you just spoke. I also have the bias knowing that he's axed. I'm town and I was axed yesterday, so it doesn't really mean a whole lot, but it points a little bit more towards town from my point of view. So I would kill screenplay here. Also, I don't really know the meta if I'm doing a bad thing here, but I am a lover and I'm town aligned. So I think my understanding is lose if you lynch town aligned lovers, execute. I guess a lynch, but I am lovered with Challenger. I don't know if he randomly chose or he chose me, but I know that he's town aligned and I was VT. So don't kill me. Kill screenplay. I'm guessing it'll work itself out of the night. We have a lot of confirms. So now we have Colin, screenplay. Ellie is unconfirmed. Cactus is, I guess, unconfirmed, but leaning really town to me. I kill screenplay here. Like I said, I'm not comfortable about it.
That was actually precisely 1 minute. Good job, Rick. In any case, you can only vote between Rick, screenplay, and... I'm blanking out here. Help me, Aylin. Ellie. So, please get your vote in between those three wonderful gentlemen. And turn on your camera once you've done that. Missing one. Welcome back. If you are voting at screenplay, please put your hands up. That is 6, I think, on screenplay. If you're voting at Rick, please put your hand up. And if you are voting at Ellie, hands up, just for completeness. So, screenplay dies and reveals to be?
Not Mafia. Everyone, please go back to sleep.
Okay, so another EDM transition, and then Rich and I will be right with you. Okay, so do you think Rick is Mafia? Because that's like the obviously most important question here. Like, if lovers don't die at night, what do you do?
If lovers don't die at night, you just instantly kill Rick. But Challenger is the Cupid, right? He claimed Cupid.
Yep. So that's my thinking here. Like, Mafia can strategically leave them alive to go for like the double whammy, because they have enough people to win even if they don't kill the lovers now, because they can always kill them next night.
I like what you're thinking, and that's a gambit I would use as well, but I don't think we're gonna see it in this game.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if lovers don't die, then certainly you gotta
If they
be
don't
thinking.
die, I would read into it as they are Mafia aligned.
I see. What else struck you during that day? Like, anything else interesting? What do you make of Joker not voting at screenplay and voting at Ellie instead? Because that was the other thing that stuck out to me. Like, it's almost like Rick spoke last and just killed screenplay, which could be the luck of the draw.
I think screenplay was always dying that day because he projected down the worst out of everyone who was still in the Zoom, at least in my opinion.
Didn't you read him as down for his defense though? Maybe that's just hindsight speaking, but it felt to me like emotionally he was in a down state of mind, or like emotionally he was just down. And maybe people don't play with emotions too much in this group of players. But it felt like...
Wait, who actually got lynched? I'm kind of zoning out.
Screenplay got lynched and he revealed to be not Mafia.
Oh yeah. Well, I think if you lurk the entire game, it doesn't really matter how good your formal is, unless if it's like amazing. But in 1 minute, you can't beat the first impression people have of you, which is that you're scum.
I see. That's an interesting way of approaching it though, because the way, like when I'm playing, like obviously I play quite a lot. Like I think I would be hard pressed to say that like I don't have the most games played in my group, like by a big margin. But like when I play and when I listen to these defenses, because we came up with this format, right? What you listen for the defense is like what the player's motivation is, and like are they in a state of mind that would benefit your team. And if you're town, you're obviously looking for other town. So it felt to me like, sure, he didn't make a big impact on the day, but like it's hard to do that when people are speaking over you all the time. And like
it was really hard. No, it's not hard to talk.
But it is. If you look back at the VOD,
it actually isn't.
Okay, I mean,
if you just keep talking, other people will shut up.
I see.
It's really not that hard.
Okay, who do you so in the
especially in these games? If you compare it to DM games, or the All-Star games or Riley Sailor's channel, in those games it can get tough to talk, but in these games it really isn't.
Okay, so if
more polite,
we're gonna spoil the chat here, and I'm gonna tell you that Challenger dies, and Rick dies, and then both of them are not Mafia. So what is your prediction for the next day? What's going on?
Let's see.
You're blanking out on some names, I guess.
I think Colin is probably Mafia because he didn't get nominated yesterday, and he's the only unconfirmed who didn't get nominated. So that's really fishy. Unless
I mean, Joker is still Doctor, right? So
Joker is still Doctor. Wait, I don't even know who. I don't have my notes as well organized as the last game, so like
it's fine. I think Joker should just take charge in the game and move it on. In any case, we're doing a quick intermission. Stay tuned for what could be the last day in a bit.
All right, I am truly heartbroken to announce that Challenger dies. Challenger was not Mafia. Rick also dies. Rick was also not Mafia. And this round, Joker may not vote. And you have 4 minutes.
Okay, so we just tie.
Sorry, wait, is this
It's likely that there's 2 alive, right?
Confirm there's 2 alive, unless it's Thief, Mafia. So, I mean,
isn't it? Wait, it's just Colin. Wait, what? It's just Colin and Cactus, right?
How?
Huh? It's just
Explain.
Colin. What? I mean,
explain.
Because 5 and Joker are confirmed.
How are 5 and Joker both confirmed?
Well, I'm green checked and she's the medic.
Shh, fuck so.
I think it's Ellie, one of the.
Well, I don't think we can't win if there's 2 alive. So just whoever's down, you just abstain, right? And then Mafia don't have majority, so we just tie.
No, you just vote tie.
No, if we abstain, Mafia have majority.
No, we have 4, right? And there's 2 Mafia, unless one of.
So if you abstain and there's 2 to no 2.
No, my vote is axed.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Joker's vote is axed, right?
Yeah.
So,
So,
if,
Cactus is just.
if Town abstains, if I abstain, and 2 Mafia vote, it's 2 Mafia against 1 Town.
no, both town abstain. So it's not majority technically, right? Or do you just lose if there's like?
We're only allowed 1 abstain, right?
Oh, okay. I guess it's tie. I guess it's like tie, not abstain.
Yeah, if both the town point to the same person.
It's a tie. Wait, it's a tie. Well, I'm confused.
I'm voting for Ellie.
Huh?
5. I'm voting for Ellie.
Well, I don't know what your alignment is, so that doesn't.
Yes,
work
you
for
do.
me.
Don't be stupid, man. Like, what's the point?
I think Ellie, I do think Ellie is one of the Mafia.
You don't think, or you do think?
I do think.
It's just Colin and Cactus.
Cactus, what do you think?
But I don't know. I think okay, Joker's definitely medic.
It's just Colin and Cactus. It's like I don't know why Colin was acting all confused.
Joker's medic. 5 is green check.
5 is green check. Then I guess still believe that.
It's definitely Cactus.
Right, excellent. No, this is great, Cactus. Right, it's just a play. There's one Mafia. The Mafia card.
I think Cactus
for
is
Ellie
solid.
too, right?
I
So you're down to vote for Ellie too, Cactus.
Okay, fuck it, we'll tie it. I claim prostitute.
Thank you.
Hi, who's Mafia? Who's Mafia?
No, I'm
not
prostitute.
I'm not Mafia.
Cactus,
I
you're
was
Mafia?
Mafia all along.
Cactus, are you
No, I'm not losing to this.
Anyway, I'm voting on what's his face. I'm voting 5.
Wait, am I still muted? No, okay.
Yeah, I'm voting 5.
Okay.
I'm voting 5 for Tom. I'm voting 5.
Ellie claiming prostitute essentially confirms I'm not prostitute, therefore I'm green. So whoever's town.
Already were green.
Yeah, so whoever's town, vote on Ellie. Whoever's Mafia is going to vote on me.
Yeah, and it's a draw, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm voting 5. Don't fuck up. I'm voting 5.
No more need to discuss. I mean, Mafia
Yeah.
can out, so.
Yeah.
Does anybody feel like they want to say something more, or should we just move to voting?
I'll emphasize again, if you're town, vote on Ellie with me. Obviously, Mafia are going to vote on me because Ellie is saying this.
Donkey.
Okay, time's up. Please mute. Joker cannot vote, but everybody is up for nomination. Please get your votes for nomination in Discord right now. Should be 4 of you voting.
Oh, shit.
Joker, you're muted, or please mute. Okay. If you're voting at Colin, hands up. Cactus. Ellie. That's 2 on Ellie. And if you're voting at 5, hands up. That's 2 on 5. 5 and Ellie are nominated. Turn off your cameras if you're not nominated, and Aylin will give you the speaking order.
The order is sorry, not Cactus. Ellie first, 5 second.
You should all join Mafia451.com. It's a great website, and I'm voting 5. Peace.
It's fun stuff that I deduced that Mafia axed themselves. It's a good observation by me. Probably should have killed Cactus for it. Oh well, I'm voting Ellie, obviously. Tie. I guess Colin is town, so that's funny to me.
Okay, 5, please turn off your camera. You can only vote between 5 and Ellie. Get your votes in as soon as you voted. Turn on your camera. Joker, you can also turn on your camera since you're not voting. Oh man. Voting the game.
Wait, you have my camera forced on.
Oh, that's because you didn't first turn it off yourself. Let me just find you.
Yeah, you forced me to mute myself too during like the time when
Yes, because your audio became cancer at one point. So, if you're voting at Ellie, please put your hands up. Joker, you cannot vote, unfortunately. 2 on Ellie, and if you're voting at 5, hands up. Let's quickly get through this. Vote 2 more times, so vote once. Ellie or 5. Remember, there could always be a lurking third party that will spoil your day. Okay, if you're voting for Ellie, hands up. If you're voting for Cactus, hands up. Oh, my bad. No, if you're voting for 5, hands up. On 5, 2. One last time. We'll just do it by show of hands. I don't think anyone's switching. If you're voting at 5, hands up. Hands up for 5. Hands up for Ellie. Okay, it's a tie between
Mafia and Town.
Amazing.
Again.
Please,
okay,
please mute. Please mute. Please mute. So we can do a post game. Everybody can turn on their cameras, but stay muted.
Man, these games are just like wars of attrition today.
They are, but it's surprising that the Axe is not going for the win.
Yeah,
like, that's
they're playing
extremely
very, the Axes
surprising.
are playing very conservatively.
Yep. Who's the last person who's not in the call? Did people just
I feel
leave?
like there are a number of people that aren't in the call.
Shiny, if you want to be a part of the post game, you can turn on your camera again. People left. That's understandable after they
it's
died.
getting late. That's fine. I'll go through it real quick. So the 4 Mafia were Cactus, who was thief between Axe and Townsperson. Manticora was the bomb. Douglas was the regular Mafia, and Ellie was the prostitute. So that's the 4 Mafia. Then for the town, we have Colin was a townsperson, Joker was the doctor, 5 was a townsperson, Challenger was Cupid, who picked Rick as his lover, Rick was a townsperson, Ito was the police officer, Screenplay was the alien, and his proxy was Joker, which just never happened. Zhuangzuk was townsperson, and Shiny was the hunter.
Yep, so good job, town, I guess. I mean, again, it's ironic that the Mafia don't go for it, since I think the town would have had a hard time at the end of the day.
Wait, could I have gone? Could I have not claimed? I thought.
I
thought the decision was on her.
No, it's essentially on me to decide whose town between all of you. So you have like a.
I thought
if
you were
don't
scum reading me,
claim.
right?
If you don't claim, there's a chance I vote on Colin. And that's
Yeah, but I think you were scum reading me, right?
Yeah,
I think you let yourself die, not force a tie. You do an F3 between Colin, Cactus.
That's also a thing you can do.
I mean, I think there was
and then Cactus wins.
Sure, I think Challenger.
Yeah, I also think
I said that
you X5 from talking instead of.
Wait, how does Cactus win an F3 there?
She can try. I'd
I mean,
go for a win. I'd
you
rather
try
win
for it,
than
right?
that.
You don't just like chicken out of trying to play the game.
I
Like
thought Cactus. I mean,
it felt like people were just spewing Colin left and right. As like, there's no reason the Tannery doesn't.
Spewed so hard by Manti. Like you should have realized that.
By Manti Cactus.
I said that Rick shouldn't have come out as a lover because
Yes.
he was not even like suspicious at that time, and that's why.
I was gonna vote on Rick probably, so I'm
I
happy.
wasn't.
But he wouldn't have died.
I thought
there was like 2 kills there because Rick came out as a lover.
He
Otherwise-
handed the Mafia the tie on
Yeah.
the plate, right? He told him how to get 2 kills instead of 1.
I thought you never voted Colin because I think you would have thought Colin wouldn't kill the lovers, just leave them alive and then get them lynched. I mean, executed. So I don't know.
I feel like you just go for wins and loses instead of ties because I'd rather.
I mean,
lose.
Mafia went for
yeah,
like a big
going
tie
for
play.
a tie is really boring.
Well,
And
Mafia
it doesn't
could have
get
won.
you. It
Well,
doesn't
I mean-
get you a lot of points, right? If you're playing for the tournament, because in the tournament you want.
I mean, if you draw
wins.
every game as Mafia and win every game as I treat it like white and black in chess. Win is white, draw is black.
Sure, but like the
That's
point
the
here
defeatist
is
attitude, Ellie. You always try to win with black and chess.
if you're not first,
Yeah, but your best games count, right? So that's why you always go for the wins.
Wait, what?
So you can so 5 games count, but you can play a maximum of 8, so the bottom 3 get discarded.
Yep, so you should take risks. And like Mafia was just extremely risk averse here. So first of all, you
Boring
probably
not to take risks.
you probably want to leave the lovers alive and just say, "Oh, Rick is Mafia, just kill Rick." And like it's really hard for Challenger to keep him alive, even if he's Cupid.
Wait, if I didn't claim.
I thought Duke's bus on me was really good, and he should have hammered the bus home more rather than.
So what happens if you leave the I don't know if the numbers were correct for this, but what I was thinking of the night, if I do see the numbers for this, I was just going to try and kill a Mafia outside of the lovers. If we hit one, I go for the win. If not, we tie.
Well, then you lose to the lovers if there's a Mafia with the
Well,
lovers.
no, because the Mafia also sides with the town because they're not with the lovers.
Yeah, but like they can't kill the lovers anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but if it's like two lovers, a town, and a Mafia, the Mafia is going to side with the town and tie against the lovers, right?
The Mafia would lose in that case. It would be 6, right? Last
Wait,
day
Mafia lose in that case?
Yeah, because okay, so let's just listen to the hypothetical, right? Say the Mafia kills Mafia kills 5 instead of the lovers. Then
Mhm.
5 is dead. There's 6 players alive. 2 of whom are the lovers.
Mm-hmm.
There's Joker, Ellie, and 2 more people. But you're thinking to yourself, okay, if there's a Mafia and the lovers and we kill the lovers, then Mafia loses too. Like in Final 3, potentially.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have to gamble on Rick's alignment then.
Wait, Cactus, did you realize I was the prostitute? I was already didn't. Oh, my bad.
No, we actually got super lucky because I green checked Ellie. So if I hadn't died, then my Mafia might have won.
Wait, sorry, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Wait, did you know I was the prostitute?
Wait, you didn't
No,
roadblock
no.
the cop?
Huh? Why would I roadblock him?
Why would you not roadblock him?
Why would I roadblock him? He's gonna green check me.
He's gonna Mafia check Cactus.
No, he wasn't.
Well, I
you
mean,
gonna
medic wasn't available, so Mafia
Medic was
always.
dead.
Yeah.
Mafia kills him.
I mean, okay, but
No, but
so
what if
all
the
of
aliens?
PRs
What if
all
he's
of
the alien's
PRs
proxy?
Let's just think about it this way, though. All of the PRs in the game are outed, so there is no one in the game that you can roll.
Yeah, I don't want to use my cop.
Can you
Or
make
the
Mafia
He's playing greedy. He wants to get green checked.
So what if you roadblock the Mafia KP and we lose?
I blocked 5 who's confirmed
Oh,
town.
okay. Never mind then.
I blocked 5 every day.
You still want to block the
Yeah.
policeman. You still want to block the
What if I
police.
claim Mafia?
I blocked 5 every day.
We're good.
You want to block the police.
So yeah, Colin, what you should have done, I guess because Ellie claimed prostitute, he beat me to it. You should have claimed Mafia and
I
tried.
claim Mafia, right? And try and get Ellie to round. Then we have to kill you. Then
So
Mafia
you-
kill.
Wait, so you say you're voting on me, Ellie votes with, and then Cactus also just votes on me, and you don't vote on me.
No, then Cactus just axes me.
No, like it still ends in a tie, even if you.
Yeah,
try and
there's
do that.
no way that we can win.
Wait, Cactus, did you know?
You have to.
There's no way that we can win.
The only way we can win is if I claim prostitute.
No,
Wait,
Town
no, we
can't
just vote
win.
on Joker.
Town cannot win.
Yeah, you could have claimed prostitute.
I think then I'm forced to say we just vote on Joker then.
But you have to execute the axe to win.
Yeah,
Right?
you have to execute the axe win, and Jokers are confirmed doctor.
No. I'm saying in the world where like I fake claim prostitute.
No, but
to
it
try and
doesn't
convince the
matter
other
because
mafia.
like the axe would always kill like the axe would just say okay
The axe can
prostitutes.
hold its own against 3 townspeople, right? So you have to.
You can't convince the axe to vote themselves, which is what you would
Yes,
need to do.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
no,
much like
no
what we're
claimed
discussing.
prostitute would ever say, "Oh, I want to kill the person who claimed axe here instead of the."
What if
confirmed
you
doctor."
claim prostitute and I claim Mafia?
Well, then they know something's up. I probably.
Someone knows something's up.
I
Colin,
probably
how
kill-
late is
Don't I
it?
kill you? I think I probably lose that game then, because I go after you.
Why did we
what
just
if-
kill
what
Ellie?
if-
He was so scummy.
Okay, this way.
What if the axe claims prostitute?
I feel like a lot of people misread Zwang.
I was about to claim prostitute, and then Ellie was like, "Don't f this up," and I was like, "Oh no."
I feel
I'm
like
gonna F it up."
Zwang gets mis-executed a lot as a town.
Zwing was so obvious.
Zwang was very
That's-
different from last game.
Wayne getting misexecuted was like it was pretty obvious Wayne was gonna die, which is why I just kept going on.
I personally thought
The only way I die is if Colin and friends cheat 5, which I was kind of worried you would.
It was me, Manti.
Yeah, I know. I thought you might cheat 5 and kill me. But
I'm gonna pretend that I was town reading you.
Zwing is trying to say something.
Thanks, guys. How could I do better other than like talk more during the day? Because I feel like
Well,
was able to jump in during the day.
depends on how people want to approach the game. And we were talking with Rich about this at night, but it felt like at some point people had difficulty speaking up, and Rich is trying to convince me that's not a bug, but it still feels like one. So we will actually try to enforce like some kind of speaking
I
like
don't really agree
mechanics.
with that because.
But
People
Manti-
can easily
Manti-
speak. It's just that they don't.
You only
speak.
can't speak if
they
Rich
are
isn't.
able to speak.
But
You
when
can only
they-
not speak if Rich is in the Zoom because his microphone. is
Colin,
loud.
shut the fuck up,
But
you
the
little
thing
wuss.
is, you can as Mafia speak a fuck ton, and then no one else in the game can speak, and you're controlling the day, and Town can't do anything, and you're winning. And that's like a skilled Mafia can pull that off, and they can win a game off.
Oh,
of
it's
that.
the Mafia with the loudest mic. Like it's there's a
Not really, because if someone does that, they're just gonna get lynched. So it does
To go back to the original question.
I mean, okay. To go back to
the original question.
to go back to Zingzhuan's question, I think it was tough because I was trying to hard push you to get executed. I don't know, like that was my goal going in day 1. I thought you were a piece down because I don't think Scum would take the contrarian.
I personally thought you were extremely towny.
I thought you were extremely town and lynchable.
I thought you were Towny, and I was Mafia, so I tried to get people to vote you in Lynch.
Yeah, I think
You were just like.
I think me and Manti were both pushing you, which
Yeah,
makes
so you got pushed on by multiple Mafia, but to like get not lynched, you have to just show the town that you are town. And to do that, you basically just have to, whenever you can, talk about random shit. And you
Swangzook has been trying to talk for the last 20 seconds, and I'm just
Yep.
gonna interject here so she can talk.
Yep, and that's the problem,
See,
right?
that wasn't hard, right?
There's a
Hey,
very
you
clear
have to
problem. No,
do
let's
this as well.
like I don't want to like we'll let Vanzuk speak in a bit. I just want to say like this is still a problem. And Alien, Alien, are you here with me? So like I think one of your job descriptions during the day will just be to give people warnings. Like if you have somebody who's just holding up all the speaking space, like even if like it's a valid game strategy, this is not fun. It's not fun to watch. It's not fun to listen to. And like it's not fun to be on the side that can't speak. So
opinion is just play better.
But you can always speak. People just don't. That's the thing.
Why aren't we?
Okay, Zvang, speak.
so-
Everybody mute. Zvang, speak. Let's give this a shot.
I'm not making motions to want to cut in. I'm just strongly disagreeing. I don't think people can speak if they don't know others, if they don't believe they'll be heard. I don't think it's worthwhile to use, the very, very short days to talk about nothing just to prove that I'm good. Like, I'd rather get Miss Lynch giving reads than waste everyone's time, because there's 3 other people who haven't said a word either. And so I know that, the Mafia came out against me today, and that's fine. But going forward, I want to make sure that I will have an opportunity to participate, and that it doesn't mean, stop my play style and start being someone else instead. And every game is different.
Challenger should talk. Correct.
I think if you feel that way, you're playing the wrong game right now.
Shut up, Rick.
I agree with what Zhang said, because I also have felt the same thing, that if you're not a special townsperson, then you have to talk about reads. And if you haven't played with these people before, it's really hard to get reads. So talking random stuff, and then those people probably were supporting Mafia, so you're Mafia. So yeah, I think it's hard if you're not a townsperson, special town, and if you haven't played with people before.
But I think if you don't come out with reads, then what happens is the Mafia gets to manipulate the game. So even if you have something, you should just come out with it.
But if someone's a good Mafia player and they're good at the whole reads at the reads thing, they can easily just win the game by saying a bunch of stuff, making people think.
People misled. That's when you have to read what they say.
Narrative, if that's all anyone goes on.
That's when you have to read what they're saying, and if they believe it or not. That's where that's what reads are.
But I mean, if you go back and rewatch the first couple of days of this, there's a ton of terrible statements that people make, and if it's not that hard to take over and control the game if you're Mafia, and jump in and say these things. All it takes is a couple people to misinterpret you, to interpret you incorrectly, and people over hedge on it. That was my whole point about the whole.
So, and then it just comes down to being what I should have done is I was vocal about saying I thought Joker was town very early into day 1. I should have also said that about Swing, because as soon as she spoke, I thought she was town also.
Okay, I want to do Colin next, and then Ellie.
Cool. I've just got 2 things that I want to address. I'll address them in order. Zwang, I've only played this game and the previous game with you. I felt like your defense that you gave on day 1 was very different from your defense in game 1. And in game 1, you were town. And on day 1, I think it's very hard to vote for anything beyond very weak reasonings as well. Day 1's kind of a crapshoot as to whether they're actually scum or not. And about the talking thing, I do think it's an issue. I think that game actually wasn't too bad. I noticed that Shakespeare said there was a time people didn't get to speak that day, but I remember that I and someone else had said, let's stop, and this person needs to talk, and this person, when they indicated that they wanted to. I disagree that people need to purposefully interject more, and I do think that you should there's a fine line between only speaking when you've got something relevant and as a townsperson, you don't want to just speak fluff. I completely get that. I think for me personally, I do have one thing that would work towards fixing that, and that is we need slightly longer days. I feel like the days are slightly too short.
That's not an option. People that's not an option.
Here's the issue. We had this game at least. So for day 1, we talked about 2 minutes about if Hunter should have claimed or not. That was due against Mafia doing that.
Let Ellie talk real quick.
I think the core issue right now is people are thinking what skill set Mafia should reward as a whole. I think Rich and Manti, and this is a completely legitimate view, thinks if you're better at interjecting, if you're better at talking, if you're able to control space, that's a skill that should be rewarded in this game. I think, and the way it is, the way Shakespeare and Ankit want it to be catered towards the viewers, catered to a friendly Alien wants it, friendly environment. It's a different skill set. The argument Rich is giving, don't play this game. Right now they're making the rules for a different game, and we're discussing whether we want the space for that. So, and anyway, given the environment of people they gather together, I think it's very reasonable to enforce some sort of speaking limits, because that's the environment I'd say the majority of people here actually want and would prefer to play in. And if the sacrifice of this personality type doesn't reward skill, so be it. But yeah.
I want to do Hito, then Manti.
Yeah, okay. So I wasn't trying to talk about should we enforce rules and shit. I'm trying to talk about how to become a better player. And I think if you're the type of person who sits back and you just want to look at the Zoom and then figure out what you're doing and then do it later, that's completely viable. 5 plays like that sometimes, and he's really good. He got me as Mafia on day 1. But to not get lynched day 1, the key is to, when you have something to say, you have to find the space to put it into the game. And so what that usually involves is, because I used to get lynched day 1 basically every single game for my first month of playing because of just how I played the game. But I figured what you do is basically you talk about your weak reads and you just talk with conviction. And like if you want to do that by like say I put my hand up and then someone calls me out to talk, and then when it's your turn, you just quickly and very efficiently talk about each of the points you want to talk about and then say, all right, I'm done. And if you do that as town, people are going to start town rating you and you're going to stop getting lynched. So if you want to like try that out next game, like put your hand up, then have your own little like space of time allotted to yourself and then talk about everything you want to and then just be done and go back to observing. That's a very good way to facilitate that placement.
Right, Hido.
Yeah. So the first thing, kind of in response, I do think that we need to do some protection. I hope that if we just as a town agree to respect hand raises, because hand raises aren't really respected right now in games. And even though we don't have a moderator, if we do that, I think that will help some. But I do agree we can't just say it's about getting good, partly because like people have been saying mic volume is a variable. Also, I'm going to be the one to say it, but the people who are acknowledged to have the floor in big fights are disproportionately the men in Zoom. Watch the videos, you don't believe me.
Yep.
That's the thing that happens. And then the one thing I want to just be, I'm pretty sure you guys will agree with me. I want to make sure this is true, Shakespeare. So an exception to not talking over is we had a minute left. Manti started talking. I'm like, Manti's going to spout a bunch of shit that won't get him gitted. I have a red check. I need to interrupt him with the red check because this is when I think I can't pull it off with softing anymore. That's fine, right?
Yep. No, I mean,
I have a red check on you, so you are the platform.
Yes. I think what, like, just to, like, since it would have been my turn anyway. Yes, Hido, that was perfectly fine. To address what Manti is saying, we had a, like, somewhat long discussion yesterday with Joker. And, like, we never want to say there's one right way to be the best Mafia player or a good Mafia player. Like, I largely disagree with, like, you need to take up space and show your town, especially in this format. And you have to understand that this is not the format of DM, MM, Smash, or whatnot. Like, this is a format that we've put together. We kind of know how it works as admins. So you should maybe take... Like, this is not personal at Manti, by the way. Like, there are a lot of people who are just hogging a lot of space. You have to understand that, like, the defenses are where you show your towniness. And the day is mostly about strategy versus showing your towniness. So when Challenger says something like... Which may or may not be strategic, but when he says, I push the blitz, like, why would I do that as Mafia? Jesus, that's something strategic to do. But if the whole point of you speaking is to push yourself as town, you are working against yourself on many fronts, I think. And working against, like, our interests as viewers, players, etc.
I want to do Cactus, then 5.
I think Pat just signaled that maybe not so. Okay, anyways, I think that it's strange to me that people are just talking about like how you need to speak to be towner, because I get towned all the time and I don't speak at all, and everybody's just like, wow, Cactus is town, and I'm like, sure. I also think it's really hard to enforce like speech times, and if we can't have longer days, then I just like don't think there's a good foolproof way that doesn't take a lot of time, in which we can just allow everyone time to speak. That being said, I think like things like hand raising, if they do become like a custom, like I don't know, like something that everybody in the game like acknowledges, might actually help. Just because like even in this discussion with people yelling over each other, it's sort of helping to set up like a semi-order. And even if people don't speak, at least we do get to know who wanted to speak. Oh, and the thought process behind killing the lovers, I know this is like going off on a tangent and returning to something way before, was just like, I thought that like Challenger was very obviously Cupid for this lover, and Rick just being like, we're both town aligned. I was like, okay, I don't think that's great for Challenger up, which is why I killed the lovers. Cool.
Is it 5?
Yep. So, few things. First, I sort of heavily disagree with what you said, Shakespeare, about like a person not speaking is a fine thing to do on day one. So say all the Mafia speak day one and they're somewhat like a little above null, or they have provided something. You are a lot more likely to lynch a person that hasn't said anything or nominate them over the person that has said one thing. So even if you Bartown and you're a quiet player, I do think it is important that you say at least one thing, say like one point of view that you have, and get that out there, because Mafia will be trying to do that and try and get town red so they are not in the focus. Now, for I'm not going to call out names, but there are definitely a lot. I'm probably guilty of this too. I do try calling out people to like get them to speak if I notice they're trying to speak, but a lot of people are just like are not being aware of that. Like they're just speaking as soon as other people stop. So it's like just be more conscientious about that. That's just for player base as a whole. For the days being so short, I think that's more of people are talking about mechanics way too much. We talked about if Hunter should claim day one for a solid like minute and a half, 2 minutes.
But
now that was a Mafia move, but that's... Wait, what?
The setup is largely talking about mechanics and strategy.
Well, no. But it's a different thing of when you're talking about if the Hunter should claim back and forth for a minute versus just hearing people in general.
But you're still hearing people, right? People are speaking.
You get nothing off of when a person's talking about if a Hunter should claim or not.
Yeah, so basically there's two types of mechanic talks. One is in-game mechanic talks, like...
Manti,